The only warning you get before your big stroke. A warning stroke, also called a TIA or mini stroke, is when stroke symptoms appear but then go away in minutes or hours, and it is a big red flag that a major stroke may be coming soon. Research shows that nearly 1 in 5 people with a suspected TIA will have a real stroke within 90 days, and many strokes happen in the first 2 days, so fast action can save brain cells and save independence. When was the last time you checked your blood pressure? Was it under 120/80? TIAs are a warning sign, not a guarantee. Approximately 15% of all strokes are preceded by a TIA. However, about 1/3 of people who have a TIA go on to have a more severe stroke later. In a way, you are lucky if you get a TIA. You have time to get your health in order. 85% of strokes happen without any warning. Many strokes occur without any prior TIA symptoms. Silent strokes are common. Some people may have a silent stroke without realizing it because they have no obvious symptoms. Timing is critical. If a TIA does occur, the risk of a full stroke is highest in the hours and days immediately following it, with half of subsequent strokes happening within 48 hours of the TIA. Let us talk in simple, everyday language about how to notice a warning stroke and what to do straight away. Imagine you are at home, at work, or in a shop. Suddenly, you or someone next to you does not seem right. Their face looks strange, or their speech sounds wrong. They say they feel weak, or they feel off balance. You might think it will pass, but this could be a warning stroke or TIA, and it needs emergency help. A TIA means blood flow to part of the brain is blocked for a short time. Symptoms can last a few minutes, often less than an hour, sometimes up to 24 hours, then they go away. But even if the person feels normal again, the danger is not over. About 1 in 3 people who have a TIA will go on to have a full stroke later, and about half of those strokes happen within 1 year. So a TIA is like a fire alarm for the brain. A stroke or TIA often starts suddenly. It does not slowly build over days. One moment the person is fine, then suddenly something changes. Common symptoms include weakness or numbness in the face, arm or leg, usually on one side of the body. Speech can become slurred, or the person cannot get words out clearly. They may not understand simple sentences. Vision can suddenly go blurry, or part of the vision may disappear in one or both eyes. Some people see double. Others feel a sudden strong dizziness, lose balance, or cannot walk straight. Some feel confusion or cannot think clearly. It can be scary to see, but it is very important not to wait and see if it gets better by itself. There is a simple way to remember the main warning signs. It is called FAST. F is for face. Ask the person to smile. Does one side of the face droop or not move well? A is for arm. Ask the person to raise both arms in front of them. Does one arm drift down or feel weak? S is for speech. Ask the person to say a simple sentence like, "Today is a sunny day." Is the speech slurred, strange, or are the words wrong? T is for time to call emergency. If any of these are not normal, call 000 right away in Australia. Many health groups around the world use the FAST message to teach people when to call for help, because early treatment can limit damage to the brain. We are at the beginning of the video, but if you think it is useful, give me a like and subscribe. Some people have other symptoms that are also serious. Sudden loss of vision in one eye, like a curtain coming down. Sudden very bad headache, unlike usual headaches. Sudden trouble walking or sudden heavy dizziness that makes it hard to stand or move. Sudden confusion, trouble understanding what others say, or trouble reading simple words. These can also be warning signs of stroke or TIA, but many people ignore them especially when they go away quickly. This is a mistake that can cost them their speech, their movement, or even their life. Research from large hospitals shows that after a TIA, the short-term risk of stroke is high. The risk of having a stroke after a TIA is around 3 to 10% in the first 2 days, around 5% by 7 days, and between 9 and 17% by 90 days in some groups. Other research has shown a 90-day stroke risk of about 10% in people who came to the emergency department with a TIA. These numbers are not small. They mean that out of 100 people with a TIA, up to 10 or more may have a stroke within 3 months, if nothing is done. But the good news is, early treatment can lower this risk a lot. TIA itself does not usually leave permanent damage in the brain. Symptoms clear because the blockage in the blood vessel also clears. But this is exactly why some people think, no big deal, it is over. They go back to work, go to sleep, or wait to see their doctor weeks later. This is dangerous. A TIA is not a harmless event. It is a strong warning that something is wrong, like a clot forming, or blood pressure too high, or an irregular heartbeat such as atrial fibrillation that sends clots to the brain. Without treatment, the next event may be a full stroke that does not go away. So what should you do if you think you or someone else is having a TIA or stroke? The answer is simple. Call emergency straight away. Do not drive yourself to hospital if you can avoid it. Do not wait to see if it gets better. Do not call your regular clinic and ask for an appointment in a few days. Stroke and warning strokes are medical emergencies. In Australia, you call 000, 000. Tell the operator you think it might be a stroke. Emergency teams use FAST checks too. They can take the person to a stroke-ready hospital, where scans and treatment can start quickly. Why is speed so important? The brain needs a steady blood supply, every second. When a blood vessel in the brain is blocked, brain cells start to die within minutes. Some treatments for certain types of stroke, such as clot-busting medicines or clot removal procedures, work best when given very early, often within a few hours from the start of symptoms. Every minute lost can mean more brain cells lost and more trouble walking, talking, or living independently later. For TIAs, early tests and medicines can lower the risk of another clot forming. But if the person waits at home, that chance is missed. In the hospital, doctors will do tests to confirm if it was a TIA or a full stroke. Some research shows that when people with suspected TIA get proper brain scans, about 2 in 5 are found to have actually had a small stroke, not just a TIA. This matters because treatment may change and the risk level is higher. Doctors may check blood pressure, sugar, cholesterol, heart rhythm, neck arteries, and the brain's blood vessels. The goal is to find what caused the warning stroke, then fix or lower that risk. Treatment after a TIA or minor stroke can include medicines that thin the blood and stop clots forming so easily. It can also include blood pressure medicines, cholesterol-lowering medicines, and medicines for heart rhythm problems. In some people with very narrow neck arteries, surgery or a procedure may be offered to open the artery and lower the risk of a big stroke. But medicine is just one part. Lifestyle changes are also very important. Simple changes in daily life can reduce stroke risk. Not smoking or quitting smoking lowers stroke risk a lot. Keeping blood pressure under good control is one of the strongest ways to prevent both TIA and stroke. Many adults do not know their blood pressure numbers. Regular checks are important. Keeping diabetes under control and keeping cholesterol levels healthy also help. Regular movement, such as walking most days of the week, a balanced diet with more vegetables and less salt, and limiting alcohol, all support healthy blood vessels. But these steps work best when added to proper medical care, not instead of it. It is also worth knowing that TIAs and strokes do not only happen to older people. Risk does rise with age, but younger adults can have them too. especially if they smoke, have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, are very overweight, or have certain heart conditions. People with a past stroke or TIA are at much higher risk of another one. Women who are pregnant or on some hormone medicines can also have a higher risk in some situations. So no one should ignore sudden stroke-like symptoms, whatever their age. You can help protect yourself and your family by learning the warning signs and sharing them. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech trouble, time to call emergency. Remember that sudden vision loss, sudden strong dizziness with trouble walking, sudden confusion, or a sudden severe headache can also be danger signs. If in doubt, treat it as a stroke. It is safer to be checked and told it was not a stroke than to stay home and lose precious time. Health groups and experts agree on one main message: stroke is always an emergency. TIA is an emergency too, even if the person feels fine again. In countries like Australia, thousands of people each year have a first-ever stroke. Many of these strokes might be prevented if warning strokes are recognized and treated early. When people reach hospital quickly, doctors can start tests and treatment that lower the chance of a bigger stroke. So if someone suddenly cannot smile evenly, cannot lift one arm, or cannot speak clearly, do not wait. Do not give them food or drink in case they choke. Do not put them to bed to rest. Call 00000. Stay calm. Note the time when symptoms started, and follow the instructions from the call operator. Fast action gives the best chance for the brain and for the person's future speech, movement, and memory. A warning stroke is the brain asking for help. Listening to that warning and acting fast can change a life.